quite a low-key Virgil van Dijk there, and Trent Alexander-Arnold joins us now to reflect on the match. Trent, Virgil was just saying he thought it was quite a poor performance all round. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree, to be honest. I think, no, it wasn't our best performance at all. I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is the result. But you like the performances to go with it. But like I said, the most important thing was getting the 3 points and trying to get into a position in the league that we feel like we need to be. And so far this season, we haven't been. But these are the ones that probably you look back on and think that you needed to win it. And whether you win it well or you win it ugly, at the end of the season, it doesn't really matter.
What was it about the performance that you thought wasn't where you wanted it to be?
I think in the first half especially, we lacked intensity. I don't want to say we got bullied, but I want to say they beat us to all the second balls. They were playing around us. They had a lot of men in midfield, outnumbered us, and they found it way too easy than what they should have. To be honest, we should have made it a lot harder for them. That's what we pride ourselves on, is our intensity, especially straight out the blocks, and it just wasn't there today. They scored the early goal and kind of just took us by surprise, really.
When I watch you play Liverpool, the demands upon you are enormous. One, going forward, but also going back. And on the first goal, I had some sympathy with Andy Robertson because his man was running through, but you were trying to keep that high line. Do you sometimes think, I wish he'd let us go back 5 or 6 yards and make it easy? Do you ever feel a little bit vulnerable with that spacing behind you, or do you just find it natural now?
I think part of it is we've been told what to do, but within that, the manager obviously knows football. You have certain times in the game when you have to drop, when you have to keep a high line. I think it was because it was a goal kick. We like to be right up the pitch and right up there, pressing the left back, and that's why we kind of leave ourselves a bit exposed if we don't get it right. And I think the goal kicks kind of just took Joel a little bit by surprise when it coming short, and then it just got a little bit scruffy. I think Robbo, I haven't watched it back, but yeah, I think Robbo was caught in two minds, and then at the end of it, you can't really catch up to him, and obviously he's a good finish at the end of the day, really.
You never got an assist tonight, but obviously your cross comes to obviously the own goal for the first goal. Andy Robertson, a lot was mentioned in the game against Aston Villa. He's now got more Premier League assists for a defender. Can you just explain to us about the sort of the role and what Jurgen Klopp wants from you? You're talking about defensively high, but in terms of with the ball, is it different to maybe what you're asked with, the national team?
I would say so. I think the managers give us freedom to do and play the game how we want to play. I think we're two very different fullbacks. We're both very attacking, but we attack in different ways. I would say Robbo's more of a runner. He's off the ball. He'll make runs in behind. I like the ball to feet. I like to be able to pass the ball and pick defences apart like that. But I think it works. There's a balance to it. There's him bombing on, getting around it, overlapping, and there's me kind of letting me winger go 1v1 and there for the setback and then crossing it. So there is a balance. The manager's been able to find balance within the team to be able to have both of us go and do what we want and hurt opposition. And I think the message always is go and play, go and win games, go and attack. But at the same time, we've got to be careful. We need to make sure we've got that protection behind us. I think protection's probably the word he uses the most.
I gave you your man of the match because I thought some of your defending in the second half was outstanding 1v1 against Harvey Barnes. Now, you've been criticised for that. You've had a lot, probably this season, you've maybe had more criticism you've maybe had in your career. How have you dealt with that? And also, is it something that you've thought about that you need to improve, or you just think maybe it's just one of those seasons you're going through a bad time?
A little bit of both. I think part of me thinks there's been a lot more spotlight on it. I think that was due to the World Cup coming up, and people kind of think, well, if I'm not playing, then it's because of that reason. So people hone in on that. I think some of it I've not helped myself in certain situations throughout the season. I'll hold my hands up to that in situations that could have been better. But I think it's a part of my game that I do try and work on. I try and focus on. I try and help the team win games. I think the clean sheet is the most important thing.
Sorry for interrupting. When you say you actually work on, would that be a team thing you work on, or would that be as an individual?
Both, really. I think it's the situations are. I think defensive situations are both team and individual 1v1s. I think mostly it is individually, seeing what you've done right, what you've done wrong, analysing each game, really, seeing your footwork, your patterns, if you're crossing your feet over, why someone has beat you, got you off balance, and just sometimes you're up against a world-class winger and he is going to get the better of you. But I think sometimes there's been times when I could have done better.
What about the team itself and your ambitions for the season? 2 points off top four now. Is that something that Liverpool are chasing? Have the ambitions maybe had to alter slightly as the season's gone on?
Yeah, I think we're realistic. I think our aim going into seasons is always to win the league, or at least be in and around it. Like last season, push City to the final day. I think right now you look at it, we're 15 points behind Arsenal. So you're hoping for a miracle. If they do have a really, really bad run of form between now and the end of the season, we want to potentially be in a position to catch them. I think around this time last year we were about 10 points behind City, and we almost caught them. So anything can happen. We need to go on a good run of form. We're looking at in this league you need to put up 10, 15 game win streaks in a row. Really, even draws sometimes aren't good enough. So for us, it's about making sure we're in positions to capitalise when people do drop points, and come the end of the season, anything can really happen.
12 points, you've got 3 tonight.
12 points, is that with the game in hand though? Yeah, well, I mean, anything can happen.
That's true. Trent, listen, we really appreciate you coming out to talk
Thank
to us
you.
in the rain.
No
Thanks
problem.
very much.
Thank
Go
you
and
very
get
much.
dry.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you.
All the best.